Everyone, welcome back. This is Movie Rant Matt, and I saw the brand new movie by Quentin Tarantino. It is his 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It stars Brad Pitt, Leo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, Emile Hirsch, Timothy Olyphant, and a billion other people. Clocks in at 2 hours and 41 minutes. Let's talk about it. The good, or rather, the groovy. Groovy. That reminds me of Earthworm Jim on the Super Nintendo, when you just like tap the button, it's like groovy, groovy. Groovy! Groovy, groovy, groovy. I sound like Bill from the It Thing. Bicycle. Hey, that's coming up soon. We'll talk about it later. Alright. What? Acting. Phenomenal. Some of the best acting I've seen maybe in the past 5 years or since Hateful Eight. Maybe that was 4 years. I don't know. You have Leo DiCaprio playing Rick Dalton, helming the film. He's amazing. Successful actor in Hollywood in 1969, but he's not really happy with the way his career is going. You have Brad Pitt playing Cliff Booth, who's basically his support structure / stuntman, and just kind of helping him, living a complete opposite lifestyle, yet they're like kind of best friends in this like symbiotic relationship. On the other side of the spectrum, which doesn't really apply to them until the last scene of the movie, you have Margot Robbie playing Sharon Tate, you have Emile Hirsch on kind of that side, and then you have amazing other characters. Kurt Russell. Nobody's throwing an iron in this. Kurt Russell, Timothy Olyphant, Bonafide, Justified. All the people. The acting across the board, and there's so many more people doing cameos, is amazing. Kind of passionate about the acting? I don't know. I don't know. I said, nah, it's okay. It is not like terrible. Nah. I don't know why there was a French guy. I love watching Rick Dalton lose his shit. Is it because deep down I identify? Probably. The soundtrack is phenomenal and helps complete the tone that this film is going for. 1969 Hollywood, right before the 70s, kind of hippy-dippy, very free love, kind of all the things going on, Vietnam, all these things, and you just get it. You just, from the cars to everything, the soundtrack just sets it off. A lot of it has to do with the radio of what was playing in the car. Cliff Booth's character, played by Brad Pitt, a lot of him driving in the car. That's one of the complaints people have for the movie. Oh, he's in the car the whole time. First off, those car shots look amazing and they're hard to do, so shut your face. But anyway, the music is amazing. It's so good. It's like an upbeat tempo song for that time comes on, just pushes you through the story, carries you on. The movie is 2 hours and 41. It's almost 3 hours. It doesn't feel like it because it flows so naturally, so good. It's always moving, it's always going. Whether he's waiting on set or not, you feel like it's moving forward. You don't even know where, but you love it. And the music really helps. The soundtrack kills it. You care about every character in this movie. It is so good. From Rick Dalton, Leo DiCaprio. You want him to succeed. He's kind of an asshole, he's kind of a mess up, but you kind of care about him deeply, and you like that. You like the friendship that Cliff Booth, that Brad Pitt has with him. Even though he's not really mistreated, they don't really have the same lives. Like, Leo's character kind of looks out for Brad Pitt's character because they're in a symbiotic relationship, which is great. Margot Robbie having Sharon Tate sit down in a theater and watch the movie that she's in. A real actor would do that. Actors do that. And it's just so moving. You care for her. When she hears the laugh that she got on screen, you feel that for her. You care about her. So you're invested in the last scene of the movie. You're like, oh, fuck! Like, that is really important, and that is masterfully done. Every character that they focus on, you care about. You don't even know if Brad Pitt really killed his wife. You maybe think he did, but you're not sure. And that's interesting. It gives complexity to these characters. Stuff that is just not done in a lot of movies today. Depth. The characters are rich and deep and complex, and you care about them. And that also adds to the settings. Tarantino did his homework. This is loosely based about 1969 Hollywood, which Charles Manson, which you see in the trailers, which is one of maybe the missteps they took in the marketing, has to do with all these things. So Rick Dalton is kind of a made-up character, made-up actor that's loosely put into this story. Cliff Booth, the stuntman. There was actually a stuntman, Brad Pitt's character, who was murdered in real life on the ranch where the Charlie Manson girls were hanging out. That is a real story. They stabbed that guy to death. True story. That being said, Sharon Tate, tragic true story. They killed her 8 months pregnant. This is a romanticized reimagining of how that stuff could have done, and it is so good and ultimately very sweet and a beautiful homage to 1969 Hollywood, to these glory days in the studio system and things like that. It is super fun, and Quentin Tarantino is definitely showing his love for old school film. It's amazing. I think it probably gushed enough, but this is basically a masterpiece in filmmaking, and almost every single way. Really good. And the not so groovy. One of the biggest problems with the film is maybe a misstep in marketing. How it talks about Charlie Manson,
Charlie's gonna dig you,
Sharon Tate, and all those things, kind of building that as a centerpiece in the film when it is really nothing to do with the movie. When it has to do with basically an actor and his stuntman most of the movie, and the setting is Charles Manson. Charles Manson is in the movie one time for like 8 lines, and that is it. That's it. So this is not that movie, and people go in with an expectation because they saw a trailer, because they saw a thing, because that's how you get people into the theater. And when they see 2 hours and 38 minutes without Charles Manson, they get angry. And that's not the film's fault. That's more of a misstep in marketing, misdirecting the public on their way into the theater. Being Quentin Tarantino at this point in his career must be a double-edged sword, because as Quentin Tarantino is known for making amazing dialogue, A-list actors, a lot of freaking blood,
a lot of killing.
This movie is not some of the blood and other things like that. This is the most kind of like sedated of his films in a long time. This is close to like Jackie Brown, okay? So if you're expecting Channing Tatum's head exploding, Hateful Eight, crazy stuff, shooting guys in the snow, or if you're expecting Pulp Fiction, I Want My Scalps, and Glorious Bastards, if you're expecting Django, just boosh, just fountains of blood to rap songs, it's not that movie. It's the same guy, it's not that movie. And so we go in with like, all right, Tarantino movie is gonna get crazy, and it does, but he's very self-aware of it. Yeah, he gave you that flamethrower callback because he knows you want it, but that's not what the film's about, and that's about your expectations realizing, oh, this isn't what I wanted, but that doesn't make it bad. That's a great thought process to get to when you see this movie. So basically, at some point, Leo DiCaprio goes to LA, shoots some spaghetti westerns. I want to see clips from those spaghetti westerns. I don't want to see the silly titles and the posters. Show me clips from that. You showed me 15 minutes of a fake western with Timothy Olyphant, Bonafide, which was so good. Just like the shooting behind the back thing, like so good. I loved it. But show me some clips of that. You know you love shooting westerns. I know you love it. Show me the clips of the spaghetti westerns from Italy. Do it. Maybe this was my bad. He's talking to Timothy Olyphant about being up for The Great Escape, which Steve McQueen booked. Did he actually shoot those scenes, or is it like what it would have been with Rick Dalton as Steve McQueen? Is that what that was going to be? Like, I wasn't sure what that was. Why are we doing this? Hairy armpits on hippie girls, really?
Yeah, I'm totally 18.
We did not need that.
Arms are for hugging.
Nobody wants to see that.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Tarantino, why? Why? Nobody wanted to see that. Sorry for that. Yeah, see this film. It's freaking amazing. It's the 9th film by Quentin Tarantino. He has honed his talent to a razor-sharp point in masterful filmmaking. DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Mark Ryan, everybody's amazing. It's all amazing. Go see this film, then see it again to see all the little Easter eggy things you didn't see the first time. Talk about it in the comments. I know the pacing was slow, but that's the movie. That's not anybody's fault. That's what it is. So that's your ADD. That's not me. I don't even know. Courtney will be back next time. It's Chapter 2 on the way. Talk to you later. Also, thanks to everybody who's watching me do this thing live. I think the Instagram is going to happen. Thank you so much for everybody who watched me do this one live. First time I did that. It was super fun. Okay, bye. You guys are awesome. Bye.